Hi, Kinder families! Happy Monday and happy first official day of distance learning. You should have received materials for your students to begin distance learning this week. If you haven't, please be sure to contact the school so your kiddo can get started. Now, this video is going to be an overview of the lessons you'll be working on today and a brief look at some of the tasks you'll be completing throughout the week for our non-core subject areas. Our core subject areas are reading, writing, and math. You'll have a different lesson for those three subjects every day, but the other content areas have tasks for you to complete throughout the whole week so you can spread them out. We'll talk about those at the end. Now, I know this is going to look pretty overwhelming at first, but just remember that you can do this at your own pace. Don't feel like you need to fit it all in one day. Do what you can and save the rest for the next day. We do recommend that you make a schedule, a daily schedule, and work on schoolwork with your kinder friend for 1 or 2 hours throughout the day to make sure you're not overwhelming them. You'll get into a rhythm eventually, and remember that you can always reach out if you need more assistance. We're going to go in order on the planning chart that you received, so let's get started with reading first. Okay? So, reading, we're going to be working on a shared reading book that you're going to practice all week called Up in the Sky. Now, before we get started on that, you're going to have some vocabulary cards. They look like this. There are 3 words we're going to be working on and focusing on this week. First word is sometimes. Sometimes is happening now and then. It doesn't happen all the time. It might not happen every day. Like sometimes we have pizza for lunch. The next word is lightning, electricity that comes from a cloud and touches the ground or another cloud. It is very fast. You might hear a loud thunder noise. It might also be raining. That's lightning. A hot air balloon is a big balloon that's filled with air that is hot and it floats up in the sky. There's a basket underneath it for people to ride in. So those vocabulary cards are there in the photocopies for you, but you don't necessarily need them. Now, you're going to be predicting what the story is going to be about. So here's what the cover of the book looks like. We have to use a book that doesn't have any copyrights on it. So sorry for the lack of cute books coming home with you guys in the next couple of weeks. Up in the Sky looks like this. You're going to predict, what is the story going to be about? Then you're going to read the book. Now, there's an optional teacher read aloud. If you want to type in that link, don't forget the capital letters. Otherwise, that link won't work. So one of the teachers in our district reads that book out loud for you if you want to just listen to her read it. The next activity in reading is letter and sound work. And we have done a lot of this in kindergarten, and that's practicing our letter sounds. So kinder friends, you're going to go through this page, and you're going to read off all of those letters and say what sound they make. You've done this before, so it should be pretty easy. Next, we have our decodable word page. Those are decodable words at the bottom, words you might know, words you might not know. So kinder friends, you know how to do this. You can stretch it out and figure out what that word is. Dud, right? Some words are going to be funny. The next thing we're going to be working on is rhyming. All week, we're going to be working on the at word family, and you've got this choice board. So each day, there's something for you to do. I'm going to explain all 5 days right now, so you kind of have a good idea of what you're getting yourself into for the rest of the week. The first one is word family house. Fill the house with words that rhyme with our word family for the week. So here's what the house looks like, and they want you to write the at word at the top since it's our at word family. Now let's think of some at words. Let's see. What's that animal? Oh, if you know what it is, write it in the house. What's another at word? Oh, here's a flying animal that has an at the end of its name. Here's another one. It's not a mouse. What's another name for an animal that looks like that? And what about something that goes on your head? And then Humpty Dumpty. That's not an at word, but he's doing something. Humpty Dumpty, on a wall. What did he do on the wall? You can figure that one out. There's also lots of other at words you can put in this house. Try to fill it up with as many at words as you can think of. Then the next one is hop or clap it out. Clap or hop each letter of the word and then say it. So go back to look at your word family house and come up with, or take those words and practice on the next day with this activity. So cat, you'll go like this. K-at, cat. Or bat, b-at, bat. Got it? The next one is read it, write it, draw it. Read the word, write the word, then draw a picture of the word. Here's what that worksheet looks like. Here's our first word, cat. Cat. I read the word, now I'm going to write the word, C-A-T, cat. Now I'm going to draw a picture of a cat. There, that's my beautiful cat. All right, so that's read it, write it, draw it. Next, we have use it in a sentence. Read the word and use it in a sentence. So here's the worksheet. There's that word cat again, and we're going to write a sentence about a cat. Here's my sentence. The cat can run. You can come up with a better sentence than that, but I wanted one that was quick and easy that I could tell you guys. So you're going to do that for all of those words on the page. The last one is make it fancy. Read the word, then write it using fancy letters or markers or crayons. So here's our word cat again, and I wrote it 3 times using different colors and kind of making my letters look different too, each time that I was writing the word. Okay, so those are our 5 activities for our rhyming part of our reading day. You see reading's kind of broken up into different chunks. Rhyming is one of the chunks that we're going to be doing every day. Then the last chunk of our reading is sight words. This week our sight word is all. Kinder friends, we've done this worksheet before. You guys know what to do. The word all is in the top corner there for you to practice or to remind you how to spell it. A-L-L is how we spell the word all. And I can write the letters in the box. A-L-L. Then I write the word 3 times. All, all, all. Then in the bottom, I'm going to write a sentence using the word all and draw a picture. Like, I have all my friends with me. I picked all the flowers in the garden. Draw a beautiful picture. Then there's also some links here if you want to watch a song about the word all. We usually listen to some songs in our classroom, but we can't send those songs home with you, but we can send the link. So here are some videos with the word all for you to practice. Okay, so Monday, this is all the stuff we want you to do on Monday, but remember the rhyming stuff, you just pick one of those to do each day. Let's move on to writing. This week, we're going to be talking about opinion writing. Opinion is when you say like your favorite something or how you feel about something. Our families, you're going to have this worksheet or this letter kind of explaining what we expect you to do for writing and how to encourage your kinder friend with writing, because I know it is kind of tricky, but in kindergarten, we're just kind of doing the basics with writing, so do your kindergarten best. You'll also get a linking chart, alphabet linking chart, to help you remember those letter sounds, and a word wall chart. We don't expect you to remember all the word wall words that we've learned so far, so here's a chart to kind of help you remember the ones that we have learned. Today, our opinion writing is, what is your favorite food? Here are some choices. A hot dog, a hamburger, a pizza, or some soup. Now, my favorite food is not on this list. I can choose whatever food I want. So I'm going to write about mashed potatoes. That's my favorite food. So I'm going to draw a picture of me eating mashed potatoes and Grandma Shirley, because she always makes my mashed potatoes for me. Then I'm going to write a sentence about my mashed potatoes. At the bottom, it's reminding you to use your capital letters, your spaces, your punctuation, and details and labels in your pictures. Now, if you get done early, there's another optional writing task for you to do. Favorite sport, favorite season, favorite game, or favorite ice cream. So go ahead and keep writing if you feel like you've got more things to say. Now we're going to move on to math. In math today, we're going to do a review worksheet. So it's been a long time since we've done math, and we want to make sure you guys know, remember all of the things we've learned so far. So the first thing we're going to do is a day 1 review worksheet. So let's take a look at what we've got here. At the top, it wants you to make matches. So you're going to match the fingers to the number of dots. See, look at the example. It's got the 1 finger, and then a line down to the number 1, and then a line up to the 1 dot. And the same thing on the other side, draw lines to match. Look, they've got the 9 dots with a line connected to the number 9. In the middle, it says add the numbers. You guys know how to do this. You can use your fingers to help you. 3 plus 4 equals what? Did you say 7? Good, you're right. So you write that in the box. Then at the bottom, write your numbers 1 through 20 in order. Do your best. If you need help, you can ask. Then on the back at the top, it's asking us to practice drawing tiny tumblers on a math mountain. Now, You may not have learned this yet, so we wanted to go ahead and practice with you really quick here. Math mountains and tiny tumblers. So this is a math mountain. This is the 6th math mountain. And on this math mountain, there are 6 tiny tumblers that live on this mountain. And every day the tiny tumblers wake up, they stretch, they brush their teeth, they eat their breakfast, and they go down the mountain to play. Some tiny tumblers go down one side of the mountain, and some tiny tumblers go down the other side of the mountain. Now it's our job to figure out how many tiny tumblers are on each side. Let's look at the left side first. How many tiny tumblers do you see? 1, 2. Yeah, so I'm going to write the number 2 at the bottom of this mountain. Then the other side is 1, 2, 3, 4 tiny tumblers. So I'm going to write the number 4 at the bottom of this mountain. There, my mountain is all complete. I've got all my tiny tumblers. I've got all 3 of my numbers. 2 tiny tumblers plus 4 tiny tumblers equals 6 altogether on my 6 math mountain. So your worksheet already has the numbers for you. You just need to draw the tiny tumblers that are missing. Let's look at the first one. It's a 10 math mountain, so that means there's going to be 10 tiny tumblers altogether. On one side, it's got the number 5. So I'm going to put 5 tiny tumblers. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You don't have to draw smiley faces. You can just draw little circles. See if you can finish the rest of those mountains by yourself. The next part, it says write the partners. Do you see that line between those suns? You're going to count how many suns are on one side of the line and how many suns are on the other side of the line. Write those 2 numbers in the boxes. Then in the middle, it says count and write the number. Circle the one that is greater. So you're going to count those dots, write the number in the box, circle the one that is greater, which one is bigger. Then the same thing on the bottom, only this one you're circling the number that is less, that is smaller, okay? Then the very last thing is a cute little dot to dot for you guys to do. So this is our math worksheet for the day, front and back. That's all you're going to have each day is a front and back math worksheet. There is some optional extra practice for you guys to do, like writing your numbers 1 to 31, counting to 100, counting backwards from 20, skip counting by 2, 5, and 10, and counting groups of objects up to 30. So if you get done with this worksheet really quickly, go ahead and try some of those extra skills. All right, those are our core subjects. Now we're going to move on to our extra subjects that are not necessarily things you're going to do every single day. You're going to pick a couple of these and just try to get them done by the end of the week. So social studies is first. There's 3 activities they want you to do this week for social studies. Number 1, draw and talk about what you see. I can draw and talk about what I see. It says, look out the window, draw what you see. So you're going to look out your window and draw a picture. That sounds easy. You can do that. The next activity is describe where things are located using above, below, near, and behind. So it says circle the cloud far above the bus. Color the road below the bus. Color the trees near the bus. And put an X on the car behind the bus. So you're going to use those words to help you. Then here's an extra activity you can do. It's a scavenger hunt. It wants you to look around and see what you can find. So those are your 3 social studies activities that you should try to get done sometime this week. Next, we're going on to STEM. It says complete the technology scavenger hunt. So here's what your scavenger hunt looks like. Technology is anything or process that people use to solve problems. It does not have to be electronic. Engineers create technology and observe how technologies help solve problems. Your job is to find as many of these examples of technology in your space. Each time you find a technology created by people, put an X through it. So you're going to have this page, and then there's this other one is on the on an additional page. Try to find all of those things in your house. Then at the end it says find an example of technology in your space and draw a picture of what you found. Use words or pictures to explain what the problem it solves. So I cut off that page there, but there's a big nice white space for you to draw a picture to explain what problem your technology solves. So use one of those and try to think, what problem is this technology solving? like my shoes. What problem is my shoes solving when I go outside? Well, I don't want to get my feet poked when I walk on the rocks outside my house, so my shoes protect my feet. There we go, problem solved. Think of something else that you can write about. Next, we have gym. All of the gym teachers came together to make this bingo board with activities for you to choose from. It tells you which day of the week they want you to do those activities. Now, exercise is super duper duper important when we are at home and we don't have a lot of time for us to be outside, especially if it's going to be raining. So we want to make sure we get some exercises in. So this chart gives you lots of exercises. Do them with your family. It's great for everybody to get some exercise. Then at the bottom, it wants you to write what activity you chose to do that day. Okay? There's also an indoor and outdoor activity list with other things for you to do. Don't forget, you can always do Go Noodle. Now we have art, health, and music. Art, it wants you to draw a picture of yourself and how you feel, and then share it with somebody. In health, we're talking about washing our hands, which is super important. Make sure you're washing your hands for roughly 20 seconds. That means you're singing the ABCs 1 time or singing happy birthday 2 times. You can also make a calendar to help remind yourself to wash your hands. The last thing is music. The music teachers came up with this really cool tic-tac-toe board with activities for you to do for music since you're not going to be with them for a couple of weeks. All right, kinder friends and families, remember, don't stress about this. Do what you can. Take lots of breaks. It's okay to take breaks. You are smart, kinder friends. You can do all of these things. I hope you guys have a happy Monday, and I'll talk to you again tomorrow. Bye-bye.